In early 2025, I started a series called 100 Days of Cake, and you could be forgiven for thinking I gave up on day 70. But you would be wrong in that assumption. Here, on December 31st of 2025, I can say I finally finished the last 30 days of the 100 Days of Cake challenge. So one last time, welcome back to 100 Days of Cake. On day 71 and 72, I worked on this cake with a bear on it, and on day 73, I drew a slice of cake with this little chibi sitting on top. On day 74, all the joints in my hands hurt, so I sketched a little banana custard cake. On day 75, I did not see improvement on my joint pain. In fact, it was so bad that I didn't get past my warm-up sketches. On day 76, my joints felt better, so I did a slice of cheesecake to warm up and tried to render it, and honestly, I kind of ruined it. So then, to make myself feel better, I used my favorite rainbow pencil to draw some cortadillo with a little guy poking out. And then I got super fixated on the baked goods at my local neighborhood bakery. So I spent days 77 through 82 working digitally on these bookmarks, which I honestly love even though they are very busy. My wife said that they have a very chaotic 90s vibe, and I tend to agree. On day 83 and 84, I did studies for icing rosettes, which, as we all know, I struggled with earlier in the series, but I did more studies on them from different angles, and these are just some of my mini sketches. I spent days 85 through 88 on this very fancy vintage style cake. The little doodles next to it were my warm-up sketches on those days. I'm not actually sure when I painted this tiny canvas during this year of cake, but I know I did it as the cake art for one of my days, so I'm gonna call it day 89. Then I started my big final project. I wanted to make a big goofy spread of art that I could get printed on some fabric in 2026 for a sewing project. This took me ages, like an almost embarrassingly long time. I kept running into rotational symmetry problems and having to move stuff around and redraw and re-render stuff. It also did not help that my computer kept crashing because the file got too big, because I'm terrible at layer management. So that got me through day 99. So to finish things out, I did one last digital project, my little Neapolitan Eat the Rich cake tower, and it was done. That was it for day 100. It might have taken me nearly 365 days to complete a 100-day challenge, but I did it, and I'm glad I did. So cheers to the end of the year. Goodbye 2025, don't let the door hit you on the way out, and hello 2026, when I'm sure I will do something similarly stupid where I bite off way more than I could possibly handle in one go and somehow turn it into a growth moment.